All right. Hey, I'm Sue Greenwald here with Awakened Stories, and I'm here today with King Smarty again. How are you, Smarty?
I'm fantastic, ready to rock and roll.
Excellent.
How you
We
doing?
last talked December 30th, which was 4 days ago, and so much has happened even since then. So this morning you put out a couple interesting posts, and I wanted to ask about those first. One was that the light brigades were here, and then a few more posts down you said something about the dark did something so bad that Daddy had to release the light brigades. Can you
Yep,
explain that to us?
yep, that's true. Hold on, let me answer this call. Sorry to do this.
Gonna pause if I can figure it out.
No, leave it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, young man, I'm on the call real quick. Hit everything Daddy wants us to hit, and I'll call you when we're done. Okay, absolutely. Yeah. Done. All right. Reinforce the dismantlement of the dark forces, and reinforce the light brigade that Daddy or the light forces that Daddy released this morning. I agree. Done. All right, we good. I'll call you as soon as we're done with this video. Okay. All right, love you, bro. Bye bye.
Done. Wow.
There you go. You got that live.
All right. So can you tell us what's happening?
Last night, or should I say early in the morning, our time, some dark guys did some very, very bad stuff that was over the top. I would say they killed the wrong people. So that being said, Daddy had us unleash all the galactics, angelics, volunteers, and all of the different forces, and he literally ordered all of them to descend to Earth. So it's on, That's what that was about. We're going to see evidence of it all shortly, like we always do, right?
Right.
So that great intimidation, and I got goosebumps. I don't know if you guys can see that, but those those great intimidations things that we've been talking about, it's literally here. It's happening, and I'm excited for it all because it's finally happening, right? People are going to find out who's who, what's what, and we already know we've been lied to just about everything. So that's what that's about. We'll get into more detail as Daddy brings in the information or tells me more, because he doesn't tell me everything on one shot. He just tells me what to enforce. I enforce it, and then we see it play out.
Well, whoever they killed must have been super important because, I mean, look at what they've been doing right in our faces the past month or so. And
right.
Pretty bad stuff. And then, we've seen videos about them basically taking organs from the bodies. Okay. So they've been harvesting the bodies. Bodies have gone missing. So they've been eating them, and we don't even want to know probably the other stuff. So it must be really bad for all this to occur.
Well, you see even this morning, there's that one video is going around where they're even imprisoning the dead bodies and keeping them hostage. And we all know the real reason why they're saying that is because they don't know, they don't want to say what they really did with the bodies. So they're claiming that they still have them in freezers, which isn't true because they were already grinded up and sent to various convenience stores, or you know what I mean?
Yikes.
So that being said, free Palestine, baby.
Did you make your own t-shirt?
No, one of the Jedi sent it in.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
So
all right.
I mean, it's free the world, but Palestine has been going through all this stuff for a very, very long time, and it's about time they all get dealt with.
All right. I've seen these videos before about they were keeping the prisoners in the freezers until their sentence right now. Of course, that's when everyone will forget about them. So you're saying that these people are already dead and they're being used for food to feed the population.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's mostly fast food, but does any of this end up in the grocery store meat?
It does in like the grinded stuff because they can't get away with having foots inside plastics. And there was some cases, yeah, there was some areas in certain locations around the world that literally had people's feet wrapped up in supermarkets. If you Google it, you'll find it. They're really doing it. Even in China and stuff like that, when all this stuff started, you seen the babies in soups. You also seen the private parts of men in soups. Like this is what they are. They're literally cannibalist type
Yeah.
of entities, which are a reptilian draconian type of being, vampire type being, and they feed off of us like we feed off of, chicken and steaks and stuff like that. So it's easy to taint our food because we can't sense or feel that it's literally human meat that we're eating. So they'll do it in a way where they're tricking everybody into believing it what it appears to be, that's literally what they do. That's what they used to doing for thousands of years, which is why we've been bamboozled in such a way where we had to come back and intervene, or we had to do what we're doing now in intervening. So they're it's disgusting if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, you know
And
what?
here's the crazy part, not to
Yeah.
cut you off, but
No.
even in the Bible, right? It says, do not eat flesh, do not eat this, do not eat that, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. So what are they doing? They're doing it to us in a disguised type way where we're actually doing it, consuming it, but we don't realize we are. So, all that stuff, that's why people are going to be sick, because they're going to find out this shit that us crazy folks been saying is real.
I feel sick talking about it, to be honest. It's
Me
like,
too.
yeah, and I understand like wheat, chicken, steak, whatever it is. But like, especially in the past few years, you should question the quality of what you're consuming because the chemicals have increased. The graphene oxide has increased. Everything that you're consuming is so bad for you. And we talked the other day about them putting stuff on fries. It's in face creams. It's on Doritos. It's in Pepsi. I don't even know all the products, but anytime they say natural flavoring, well, there might not be lying, but you might not want to put that in your body.
That's exactly what it is. And some
Wow.
of you just mentioned face cream.
Yeah.
Um, one of my crew members went to an expo or an event in Arizona at the Grand Resort, and they had a face cream there. And when he put the face cream on, his whole face started itching, and we had to figure out why. And it's because it had adrenochrome in it.
Oh.
So that's people not every people don't really know this, but I don't literally use anything because I'm just like, I'm a germaphobe. Not that is going to affect me, but I'd rather not touch certain shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, I've been to events where they sell like face cream that's hundreds of dollars to buy a little jar. And I'm now wondering what's in it. Yikes.
But we also know that a lot of the different products are literally returning the youth back in appearance. But what's really doing that shit?
Yeah.
Because we know by our research, this is not hearsay. We know by our research that the adrenochrome was keeping these dark ones alive.
Right.
So what's in these products that's doing this stuff? It definitely ain't frequencies because nobody's getting shit from me.
Right, right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's got to be, I know, yeah. Well, I think that they're putting it in some of the creams. And I've heard rumors of various what would you call it? Aborted fetus cells in various, face creams or whatever you want to call it. So,
Right.
and then, we were talking about meat earlier. I've seen pictures, and this was really before the pandemic, when everything got censored, of human bodies hanging on hooks, like, you see in the movies, like with the cows, which is still horrible. But they have these things called cannibal clubs. And
Yeah.
I believe Mark Zuckerberg's wife owns the LA Cannibal Club.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like, and they get away with it.
Well, they think they get away with it, but yeah, this is what they've been doing. It's they've been doing this since way back in the days.
Yeah.
And they show it in on all the movies where they, even in biblical times, they're putting children and people inside of these cows, and then putting the cows on fire. Those metal cows, those
Yeah.
iron cows or whatever. Okay, so they're literally cooking. They're cooking them, and then they're taking. But what they don't tell you is that not only did they kill them and torture them that way, but they ate them afterwards. So there's a lot of things that have been hidden from the people, and it's because these same individuals were in control of all the information till now.
I think I saw footage. I'm going to screw up the numbers. It's like the 1929 Chicago's World Fair or something like that. And they showed a big statue where they threw a sacrifice, like a child, in there. And I mean, I saw the video several times. And basically a whole bunch of people are around it. There's a big fire. They throw the kid in. And then some people realize what has happened and they start screaming, but most of them are happy that they've done it. And I've seen a couple more videos like that, and it's shocking. Like, it was right out in the open. Somebody took an old-fashioned video of it,
Well, doesn't that remind you of something that's happening right now?
Yes. Yeah.
You see what they're doing in Palestine, and then you got the so-called Israelis who ain't even Israelis cheering it on, and that's because they're satanic. So it's all being exposed. And I wanted to say this real quick, is that everything that they tried to hide, everybody must understand that our Father is in control of all the information. So no matter how many times they try to discard the information, delete the information, or whatever they wanted to do,
Yeah.
at one click of the finger or one command, it all gets revealed. Boom, and there it is. All of a sudden, the information that we couldn't find is now available because he wanted it to be. And right now, at this time, that's what everybody's witnessing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't say it's not true, because it is.
And of course, with the internet and our camera phones, we're able to get it like, within seconds of the event happening. And
that's exactly why they didn't want, things like Instagram and
internet.
TikTok,
Yeah,
and all these other things, because they understood after they created it. Well, they didn't understand, but after they created it, it was out of their control.
right.
So now they're having to employ people just to censor us.
Right. I think it might have been yesterday. I saw some video you had put out of they're shooting bombs again, and the bombs were all they weren't finding their mark.
Oh, they were finding their mark, just not their mark. Expect more of that, because that's something that Dad wanted done too.
Right.
So that temple in Jerusalem, the one with the gold,
Yep.
gold.
Yep.
Okay, well that temple is not the real one. They're going to attempt to blow the real one up, and they're going to hit that one.
Oh, okay. I actually thought they already did hit it. And I'm not following closely, but I thought they already hit it.
Oh,
Okay.
not yet, not yet. But you know, since the beginning of all this, I said it was coming down.
Yeah.
And here's the crazy part is that a lot of the people that are in the whole Free Palestine movement are posting that temple with the gold dome.
Right.
That tells me that they don't even know that that's the fake one.
Wow. Okay. Good info. Good info.
Right.
So basically, they shot, say, 5, 6 bombs or missiles or whatever yesterday, and they all they went back to where they were shot from.
Right.
They fizzled out or whatever, so they didn't hit their intended targets, but it hit the Israelis, or the bad guys, we'll call them, right?
Right. Right. Plus, we have our own forces that are going in there and blowing shit up too.
Yeah.
But they're not reporting it because why would they report something that's going against what they're claiming?
Exactly.
They've been claiming for years that they're the top military force on the planet. So if you're the top military force on the planet, why did 500 plus tanks just get destroyed in one shot?
Wow.
And why are your soldiers losing their lives overnight every fucking 5 minutes? So you're supposed to be the top force, and all this is happening to you, and you don't want to post it or tell the truth about it because your propaganda campaign and blah blah blah. You know, so
Right. Right.
they're actually fighting against each other, and even the videos that we did post about how they were fighting against each other and how they were beating up the Israeli soldiers that didn't want to do what they were ordered to do, they stopped posting that shit too. Because they said, "Oh shit, we can't let them see this."
Right. Right.
They're losing in more ways than one, just like I've been saying for the longest.
Yeah.
They want to create this. They want to start this religious war type shit, right? Well, it's not happening because those of the people of the light already are onto what they're doing, and they know that there's a higher power, and they know that the higher power is taking care of it myself. Okay. so so they wanted they like I said, they wanted to start this war stuff, and they're saying that Israel is the chosen land, right? But then you're killing the people, which were my offsprings from when I was Jesus back in the day. So why do you think they're trying to do this in this specific area at this time?
Right. Right.
Okay.
Well,
the problem with
go ahead. Go ahead.
the problem with these individuals is that, like I've been saying since way back, that it has nothing to do with the bloodline. It has nothing to do with where we came from. It all has to do with the energy. So the one that has the energies and the abilities to do all this stuff is the one that rules, and that's me. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Despite them trying to kill all these babies to stop my second coming, which isn't my second coming, they all failed because while they're doing all this stuff over there, I was born over here. And now I'm here, and there's nothing they can do about it. All the attempts failed miserably.
Right.
And it's going to be revealed that it's all true. It's all true. There's nothing you can do about it. No one. Not even you YouTubers that are commenting on the comments. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. So all I gotta do is keep telling the truth, like I do,
Yeah.
and allow the process and celebrate.
So basically, I always say that you flew in under the radar because no one expected you to be you, and etc. So, and they still don't believe it's you. So
Right.
it's cool.
Which is cool for the dark ones. They don't believe it.
Yeah.
The intel community, they know because it's been validated many times. So, you know, the part of some of the biblical books is that when I was going to, you know, when Jesus came back, not even he would know. That's literally what happened. It's literally what happened. People were expecting, you know, me to come back in these ships and just take over everything and say this is what it is and blah 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 blah. And we did it, you know, not saying that that's not going to happen, because it is. But the people that already know, they know we're here, and I had to train a lot of you guys to do what we're doing now.
Right.
Because our energy is manifesting their defeat because of what I taught y'all ground crew. And you're also reinforcing what that part of the Bible said, that we will come in clouds. Again, don't you see us in the clouds?
Yeah. All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
I take pictures, videos, and everything right here with me in the video. So it's definitely happening. It's just he wanted us to come in underneath the radar until we were awakened. And this is why I say there's millions of us that haven't even awoken yet.
Right.
So when they find out some of the stuff that y'all, especially the good ones, know, you guys will follow suit and reinforce, put your love and light energy into what needs to take place. So that's why it was done this way. And, you know, like some of the crew members say, I got the perfect disguise.
It's true.
Perfect disguise.
Yeah.
And now that I know who I am and my full potential, I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. Good.
You can't stop.
Exactly, because, you know, they were made certain ways, so was I.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically they're harvesting the organs of many of these bodies, and as well as all over the world, not just in Palestine or whatever. How many organs do they need? Are they consuming them, or are they actually using them for people?
Well, if you look at the medical industry, the hospitals and all that, look at, I don't know if you guys can get access of it, but look at all of the people that are on waiting list.
Yeah.
For certain organs.
Yeah.
Now, that's all about money too.
Yeah.
Their entire system is all about money, which is why they're being defeated, because we don't need money to do what we're doing. Right? So if you look at all the people that are on waiting lists, you understand why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
There's already been Israeli doctors that have been arrested for doing it, for, you know, organ harvesting and selling them to people all around the world so that they can live.
Right.
And these people are going to be, you know, all messed up also when they realize that we're all energy, and with something like this, your whole entire organ can be replaced. Right? And a lot of these people know, especially the higher ups that are trying to maintain their bodies, they know that what they're doing is wrong. They just want to live for longer. So all of it is being dealt with in more ways than one, like I keep saying.
Horrible. It really is. Okay. I noticed, I went to the mainstream grocery store, and there's announcements about, like, every 5 minutes in there about, and it was like something like, COVID is the third largest killer in the world, blah, blah, blah. Get your vaccination now. And I'm like, dude, that's been over, you know? So people are starting to wear masks even more again. There's still more fear out there. There's still ads for the flu shot and these vaccinations. I was kind of hoping by now we'd see public arrests of many of the figures, like, and I'm talking about the mainstream, which obviously they don't tell the truth anyway. What's going on behind the scenes with the, you know, that situation?
Yeah. So Dad Dad wants it all done. He wants the tribunals exposed.
Yeah.
They are doing arrests behind the scenes. Real Raw News just reported that one guy. So that's going to create a domino effect because Dad said he's going to talk. Um, it's frustrating for myself also because I know that these things are happening, and I'm tired of saying it too. The people need to see this shit, man. They need to see that it's happening so that they can have more faith in the good guys and the governments, the ones that are really doing the cleanup. Because we have zero faith in the government right now,
Right.
including the good guys.
That's true.
And it is true because they say they're in control. In control of what?
Yeah.
In control of what? Because last time I checked, they're even taking some of you guys out. So if I were y'all, I would do things in the public because here's the reason. When you do things in the public, then you also have public opinion, which you see is growing towards the light.
Right.
And that also protects you. When you do things in the light, you're protected. And when we see you guys doing things of the light, we reinforce the protection for you guys.
Right.
Just like General Smith the other day when he got hit with the directed energy weapon and the dart. Right. So after that, we cleaned him up and we put stronger protection on him. And that shit could be lifted too if he don't do what he's supposed to be doing, which is public arrest.
Right. So far, he's doing fairly well because he's still here.
Well, yeah. Dad wants it done. Dad wants it done. Enough of the bullshit. They got help. They got help that they not even, how you say,
Acknowledging.
Yeah. And if they would just acknowledge it, they'll see things move a lot quicker.
Right.
That's what we are banking on. So, just today, Dad wanted us to expose the good guys that say they're good. That way everybody can see who's who, and then we know who to line up, who to attack, who to kill, who to evaporate, who to eliminate, who to put heavy love and light blankets on. Because the heavy love and light blankets, they literally work to our advantage and their demise.
Right. Right.
So when people say love, what's love gonna do? I'm gonna show you.
Right.
We're gonna show you what love is gonna do. You know how when you put on the Wizard of Oz, when they put the water or not the water.
Yeah, bucket of water. Yeah.
They put the water and then they put the house on the witch and she just started melting away. That's literally what love could do.
Yeah. I know about 2 months ago, you showed 2 or 3 videos. Like one of them was a bus driver and he had cameras in the bus. And it sounded like he was avoiding an accident. It sounded like there was some screeching and all that. But all of a sudden, all the kids left the bus. Their stuff was still there. And the bus driver pulls over and he's like, "How are you guys?" And then he freaks out a little bit. And
Right.
I saw that in several spots, and then you had shown a couple other evaporations. But yesterday you put out a video where this guy's screaming into the camera like, "People are disappearing." He was pretty hysterical, and
that wasn't even us. That was them trying to do their whole religious crap.
oh.
So those kids had to be returned. And why do you think it stopped shortly after that? Because it wasn't something that Daddy wanted. So they were doing it the same way they did the airplane and made it disappear. That's what they were doing. The same way we make people disappear. That's what they were doing.
So that wasn't you with the kids.
No.
Oh, because I made an assumption. I didn't test this or anything. I just assumed like there was supposed to be a crash. The guy avoided it and the kids were taken to safety. That's what I thought. And I never tested that theory. I was just going on to the next video, you know?
Yeah, that was them because everybody has to understand that all of these religious groups, no matter how you look at it, are all created by them, which is why they're trying to start World War III, and they're claiming that it's a religious war.
Right.
But who created all the religions? Because it definitely wasn't me. It definitely wasn't Dad. Okay, now because of free will, they were created, but it wasn't us.
Right. Wow.
We're bringing everything back to love and light. Love each other. I don't care what you're wearing, what language you speak, what you eat. You show somebody love, you get love back. You show me love, you get love back. And that's how we're going to take over the entire world. We're going to just love everybody and do things in a loving way where when they attack or when they do something that isn't of the light towards one of us, then Daddy allows us to do certain things back.
Okay. Okay.
So, and I'm saying this because there's intel providers and different groups all around the world that are watching and paying attention.
Right.
And this is where we're going. We all have to love each other and take care of each other and treat each other with kindness. All the borders and all that shit is going away because eventually everybody will be doing source directives, which is helping, healing, taking care of, sheltering, all that stuff, working together. And we can't, some of the people on Earth are not going to be able to experience some of the beautiful things Dad has lined up for them if they don't.
Right. Okay.
So, you talk about the kingdom of heaven, right? Okay, well, that's literally what I'm building here.
Right.
Heaven is nothing but a frequency. People don't even get that shit. What do you mean it's nothing but a frequency? Well, you start to do what Dad tells you to do. You start to elevate, you start to be more and more kinder, and you're in heaven. Some people call it bliss. Some people call it this, that, blah, blah, blah. It's a fucking frequency. Get over it.
So, I've got like a lot of questions from other Jedis. Like, of course, everyone wants to know when we're going to get full disclosure, but are we
When
going
you
to
stop fucking asking me.
are we going to have the emergency broadcast system? Like, I think you had mentioned that a couple of days in your posts. That's still a thing. And then the wealth transfer will occur. And then the next part of that timeline is crystalline chambers will be delivered and certain Jedis will be called theoretically destined or whatever. A couple of Jedis wanted to know about travel. Like, will they will they be flying? Will they be traveling in the regular like plane, train, or automobile, or will they be teleporting in?
Yes to all the above.
Right.
Because everything is possible, and I'm not going to say no because I know everything is possible.
Right.
However, it's totally up to Dad what he allows to be done. When I was in the basement, 3 years ago, he told me I can travel down here to Destin either in a car or a jet or teleport. And I says, okay, but what do you want me to do? He says, I want you to take the jet because I want to experience things.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad I did because I was able to bring my family with me and they experienced it with me.
Yeah.
So, it's totally up to, we have free will. People have free will to do certain things, but it's also, what does Dad want you to do?
Yeah. Okay.
So, when you're out and about, just make sure you got the clear okay to, to do what you want to do, but most importantly, make sure it comes from Dad. and I've taught everybody, especially the Jedi, some of these questions you shouldn't even be asking because you've been there for a while, and you should know that we're not waiting, we're walking into the new reality, right? We know some of these things are going to happen, and you know that since you are a Jedi and you're listening and paying attention, you know that the chambers are going to be here too for us. So I would just say hurry up and wait.
So basically, it's really a matter of trust that it's all going to work out. Like when it's time, you'll get your notification. You'll be told how to get wherever or what to do. Like, or you'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Exactly. It's just trust, trust daddy.
Yeah.
And if you die before all this stuff happens, then good. You wasn't supposed to be here.
Oh no.
That's so wrong.
I know. So I had a couple people contact me yesterday about Wells Fargo. Like, everyone's worried. Like after our last video, they realized they had to go to Wells Fargo and give it a shot. So some of us did go and try to redeem. We weren't able to. Some did start accounts, some didn't. As of like today, right this second, is it important for those that didn't start accounts at Wells Fargo to still do that if they're able to?
I'm going to leave that to them to figure it out because I already said what I had to say.
Okay. Yes.
I mean, if I'm claiming that I'm going to own Wells Fargo.
Yeah. And again, some are out of the country or they're where they can't do it, so they're excused. But for those that have one, they should probably give it another consideration. That's just a little opinion in there. Also, now for redemption of currency in the future, a lot of people are out of the US. Like we kind of think we know the process in the US. I mean, we've heard about it for years. It's going to be whatever it is. We're going to figure it out. But what about other countries that may or may not have select banks or whatever? How will they know the trustworthy way to redeem their currency or their funds?
Well, because I won't own just Wells Fargo.
Bing. Okay.
Y'all know that I've been saying that we own all the banks.
Right.
So we own all the banks. Think about it. Just think about it. If I'm claiming all these things and I'm doing things that are being validated every day, I own all the banks. We have real money. We have not only frequencies, we have currencies, which is energy, which is frequencies, which is money. And it's not created out of thin air because once it's processed, daddy hits it and it's a thing now.
Okay.
So, if you notice, there's these so-called meteors that are hitting the earth. I wonder what type of metal is that?
Is it vibranium? That's funny.
It's going to be so fun, so fun.
I'll tell people like this is a vibranium ring or whatever, and they look at me like, I've kind of heard of that, but I'm not sure where. Whatever,
There's a lot of people still don't understand how, how valuable my coins are. But when they realize how valuable they are, they're going to be glad they're holding them.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that I gave out for free during the crowdfunding stuff, because those were the first ones.
Yeah.
So they're going to be more valuable. And no, you're not going to be able to cash in just yet because I'm not ready for that.
Just asking.
Right.
All right. So today you put out, like right before we started this video, there was a video about the dark cube, and I watched about a third of it and I just didn't have time to focus and finish it. But the interesting thing is I wanted to ask about the golden cube. All right. So daddy's on a ship called the gold, well, we'll call it the golden cube, but
Right.
we've literally seen video of the golden cube in the skies around Earth before. So is that his like physical ship or what?
It's I wouldn't call it a ship. I would just call it a golden cube.
Okay, like would it be
It's
a floating house or whatever?
yeah, that's literally what it is, or like a golden a floating palace. That's what I would call it. A golden cube palace. There you go.
All right.
And it's all right, let's go back to the black cubes.
All right.
2017, we discovered because of doing all the work, and this is how a lot of it started. First, we went into the bases underneath the Washington, the White House, and killed a bunch of reptilians, released a bunch of kids. And then we started working off world, or not off world, but in within the dome area, within the dome. And there was these little black cubes that were hovering all around major cities.
Ooh.
So those cubes had to be taken out first. And in order for the changes that are happening now, we had to do a lot of work just to get to where we're at now. And the black cubes were like a pocket of dark energy surrounding all the major cities around the world that was kind of like programming and making people do certain things. If you look at the world 6-7 years ago to where we're at now, there's a lot more light happening. There's a lot more love and a lot more people talking about frequencies and manifestation and love and light and all this stuff, because not only were they using these reptilian spacecrafts to throw these dust particles for like amnesia type shit, they had these cubes in place that were literally like connecting to our consciousness and psyche or whatever, and they were keeping us in a certain vibration. So we had to eliminate those black cubes first before we can even start to do a lot of the other stuff that we're doing. And that even happened before I opened up the glass dome.
You sure you got
So,
him?
oh, we got them all. We don't miss.
All right. Wow.
You know,
I actually had never heard that before.
right. Well, there's a lot of things that we've done that people they don't even have a clue yet. But as I start to disclose everything that I've been doing or I've been involved in personally, the evidence will show.
Right.
And nobody even knew nothing about these black cubes, and now you're seeing them. So that was what was happening there. They were dark. They were taken care of. Now, the golden cube is literally like a floating palace. It's beautiful. It's golden glass, gold, whatever you want to call it, and it's literally just Daddy and I there. Unless he invites somebody in that he wants there, they can go. Otherwise, they won't go. You can look at it, you can see it, you can get visions of it. You're not allowed in, period.
Wow.
Now, when I was born, the way that I came in through was directly through the dark, the not dark, but the golden cube, because everybody else was being brought in through, the birth canal and all the regular shit, right? So what he did was, outside of the dome, outside of the glass dome, he brought the cube in, and then he hit my mother as I was getting ready to be delivered.
Right.
But that's why I say that my birth is literally a light conception, because it is. And now you're seeing more and more evidence of light conceptions at the birth. Well, mine was just like nothing else, which is why the water started vibrating colors the day I was born. So all of this stuff is also validated and it's recorded. Like we have a way to record all of the events that I've been involved in for thousands of years. the reason why I say that is because, the Earth is only so many billion years old, and we're trillions of years old, and we have already had the technology that y'all just experiencing. Even the military, they're 144,000 years ahead of the population, and they still don't have what we got. Which is why we can pop in and pop out, and they don't know what the fuck is going on. I mean, they do now. They know that, I'm claiming that they're mines, and I'm claiming this and I'm claiming that. Why would I do that if I'm not telling the truth? And I can see it all too. So it's like I can literally be on my couch here and give orders out to galactics, angelics, military personnel, everybody. And they're finding out that if they just do what Daddy's telling them to do through us, through me and B, things will go their way. So it's exciting to even watch because it's happening. Yeah, so
it'll be like the Truman Show, but it's more like the Smarty Show, and it's going to be 1 billion years long. So we're going to fast forward through some of the pieces.
yeah. So all that is like storage and information and all that, and it's just like YouTube. You got thousands of videos on YouTube, and it would take you probably like 400 years just to watch every one. And being that we're going to live forever, you got time now. We don't worry about time.
Yeah.
We don't worry about time, and we know that things are possible. We know that the portals are real. We know that we can use them, in the golden cube. I use it as a portal. Dad calls me, I go in, I get whatever he wants me to do, and I'm out. And there was a point in time where they were trying to find the golden cube and look for the golden cube. And it's like, okay, go right ahead, because that's the last thing they did. When they found it, they got destroyed. So it's a good thing that's happening everywhere.
All right. Last video you talked about portals and sometimes saving people that we think are victims. Like there was that video of the woman being stabbed, and you gave the example of there's a portal above and below your head and to the right and the left, and you'll take somebody and they'll basically have their lifetime in another reality timeline dimension. I don't know how to say it. And then they'll come back out. It'll be like just a few seconds or something like that. Is that kind of what you meant?
That's exactly what I meant.
Okay.
I mean, people are starting to see all these type of wild videos where things are just flying by.
Yeah.
Now, imagine moving faster than the video can even record. That's literally what I do. I'm the fastest that Daddy made besides Daddy himself. He tells me that the girls are, Genesis and Sophia faster than me, but I'm like, y'all slow. I don't care what Daddy says.
Well, I have seen you. We're doing this video now. Obviously, the camera and the internet, we've got glitches here and there, but I've seen you blip out a few times already today. So that's
I do it all the time, and then just look at my appearance when I return, because it's not always the same.
Yeah.
I will say, since you brought up the portals, yesterday the one of the press guys in Palestine was reporting that they were surrounded by tanks and all that, and there was no way out. So Dad had us open up a portal, let them out, and now they're on a ship.
Awesome. Now, do they know they're on a ship?
They do now.
Okay, so they're still up there. They're like, oh, this is awesome, or whatever.
Yeah, he's going to give us a designated area for them until we're done with Palestine.
Okay, that's very cool.
Very, very cool. Very cool.
Cool.
I've been getting emotional for the last couple of weeks, only because I know that we're here. I know that, it's the end of their bullshit is here. So I get emotional because I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
And people's been suffering, and even you guys have been witnessing the shit that they've been doing, and they're doing it in the open. So just imagine what they've been doing in the underground tunnels and bases and all that.
Yeah.
And they're going to lie about everything until it's fully exposed. And there's no way they're getting away from this shit. They are literally trapped. There's no way for them to escape. Nowhere. No way, nowhere. No matter where you think you're going, Dad created everything.
All right.
You fucked up big time.
And you have you said sometimes you'll go in and portal out somebody that's in, trouble, like so that actually made me feel a lot better. That's why I'm bringing it up again, that
Yeah.
to see this is, it's just, heartbreaking, and it makes you feel a little hopeless and helpless. We're all the way over here, of course we're doing our energetic thing, but I just want it over, as do you.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because everybody that's asking those questions, when, they need to be focused on cleaning things up and healing the people.
Exactly.
Because then that when will automatically come while you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, instead of sitting there bitching and complaining.
Yeah. A watch pot never boils, as they say.
Right.
Yeah. Total switch
So,
topic. Um, I was on the Jedi calls, I think twice. You made the moon disappear. So I actually wrote a blog about it, and I have the date, but not in my head right now. But one time the moon here was giant, and I walked in, and you just started a Zoom call. So I thought I'll go back out and look at it when we're done. Well, you made the moon disappear on that call. I went back out, clear sky, no moon. All right.
right.
So I witnessed that. Twice. So I know there's been a thing out there lately about the moon. So you said next time you make the moon disappear, it's not coming back. But something about
Right.
David Copperfield is claiming to make the moon disappear.
Yeah, well, all of these dark fuckers are claiming to do things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And he even knows about me. I mean, they all do. They all know about me, which is why they all censor me. There's no way nobody knows about me right now, especially those type. Now the everyday people, they haven't ran into me, but these dark fuckers that are used to doing all this dark shit, they know where the attacks are coming from. So so with them, they know that I've already stated it. They know that I've already did it, and I did it live, and they don't even know what the fuck happened to the moon. They just know it disappeared. What really happened to the moon is that I pushed it into a different dimension, which is why you couldn't see it. The moon is nothing but a spacecraft. It's an old giant spacecraft. We're going to move the moon out the way permanently. They can claim that they did it, but again, it's going to be revealed that they're lying again, because things are happening where you're not going to be able to deny it. You're not, because for thousands of years, we've been doing things, and other people were claiming this and claiming that because, nobody was here to take the credit for it or say that they did it.
Right.
So the dark ones were claiming that they did it. That's over. It's over. So when we take the moon out of orbit, out of the glass dome, because it was never needed in the first place, it will be permanent and it will be dismantled. That's it.
So are you putting it in another dimension or just moving it off our district?
Yeah, we're actually going to land it and then dismantle it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait,
I-
what? How are you gonna do that? You're gonna watch.
I've heard that there's slaves on the moon as well, human slaves. And
The
yeah,
MK Ultra, all of the secret space programs, all of the different forces. Remember, I told everybody that we took out all of the shit that was happening out there.
right.
So we control everything. And we have the planet surrounded. And the crazy part is that they know we have the planet surrounded. They're just seeing what they can get away with, which is nothing.
Well, okay, so we've been taught that the moon affects our tides and our gravity, or it doesn't. And a lot
No.
of people like basically worship the moon. You know what I mean? So
Mhm. Yeah, I know.
they don't realize that it's not a natural.
That's right. They don't. They don't. They don't. They don't know the truth because
Yeah.
they've been fucking bamboozled for all this time. I mean, you even some of the guys that are doing okay with their information, like I've been saying, don't even realize that the sun is not going to broadcast solar flares because it's not in the fucking galaxy. It's fucking right here. It's a simulated crystal, which is also a portal. Like they don't even know this part. So how is the simulated crystal going to blow off a solar flare?
Well,
So just
it sells because it makes people afraid, right?
it makes people afraid, and it makes them feel like they know what the fuck they're talking about when they
Yeah.
don't, because they're basing that comment off of information that isn't correct.
Right. Right.
So when you say great awakening, yeah, you're about to have a real one.
Wow. And
Even
I mean, even for those that think they know what's going on, pointing at me, it's kind of going to be a big shock. So I always tell people we're here to help the people that are clueless, that are still here.
right.
They're good people. They just don't even suspect anything bigger than their own little material world.
That's right. That's right. And that's another reason why I was brought in under the radar,
Mhm.
and I'm talking to the people,
Yeah.
because all of these government officials and leaders, they were already corrupt even before I came into this new body. So just like back in the day, I went to the ordinary normal people who have been bamboozled and lied to, and I was healing them and removing demons for them, and just helping wake everybody up. And
Right.
the same people, the same beings that were involved in, you know, crucifying and doing what they did to me are the same ones I'm annihilating now. So it's definitely real. It's definitely happening. And I really don't care who believes it or not, because I've been telling y'all what's happening, and it's been happening. So I'm not trying to convince anybody.
Right.
I'm way past that point.
Right.
Way past that point. I'm doing this to show everybody step by step by step by step what's going to happen until it's totally happening, and until other things are happening where now we're not talking about the bullshit we're talking about because we cleaned it up, and now we're talking about having healing events and having famous actors that you thought were dead come back with these new awesome bodies, and they get to live forever with us because they chose to do the right thing. It's happening. It's happening.
Right.
I was looking at MJ and a couple other famous performers last night, and they all look old and wearied out and tired. So they're excited about the chambers. They know about it. They knew about the med beds and how the military planned on helping them do certain things. But yeah, we
So they
got we
haven't received their new bodies yet either. Um, so
no,
some people are in protection up on the ships, right? Right.
yeah,
But not all. Some have integrated into society and they're just living a quiet life.
yeah.
Wow.
Now they're starting to talk because they know that the dark ones that threaten them are on the run.
Right. Okay.
So if you listen to some of the new interviews lately, lots of people are talking about the reptilians are on the run. Didn't I just say that?
Yes. Yeah.
So everything You know, when people realize that everything that I say comes directly from their creator, which is our father, which is why I call him daddy, then they'll start to um they'll start to be at ease and realize everything is in control.
Yeah.
Everything's in dad's control. And there's nothing we have to do other than allow the process and heal the people, because that's literally what we have to do right now. So it's going to be rewarding shortly here in the next couple of weeks or so, but we still have to do daddy's work and heal the people and expose and put the energy behind it all being exposed and cleaned up.
Right.
And they've been doing a lot of foul things, like really foul things, foul shit. So
Okay. Wow. Foul,
yeah,
fouler than what we know. So that's got to be pretty scary, you know. Now, so you just said that the sun is a simulated crystal. It's inside the dome, or where the dome was. And I believe you said before there were two of them for this district.
there is. Yeah.
And I know we've seen video and pictures of people taking two suns in one shot or whatever, like
Right.
yeah. So we're seeing evidence of that all over.
Yeah, you can even see. I mean, there's evidence of it everywhere, but you can also see the clouds behind the sun. So
Yeah.
if the fucking cloud, I mean, if the sun is way out there, how is that possible?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you think of it, it is impossible. And we have talked about this multiple times. So you said it's a portal.
Right.
So we've been taught that the sun is like burning hot. It's jillions of degrees. It's gas. It's like blah, blah, blah. It's going to melt everything. Don't look at the sun. You're saying it's a portal. And we're seeing ships go in and out of it.
Because it's a portal.
Because it's a portal. All right.
Even Gina Hill, right? Is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
She posts it all the time.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she's still doing it, because I know that she had other things to do shortly, but I tried telling her that they were my ships and this is what it is and blah, 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 blah. Of course I got shot down, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, people ain't ready for what I got to tell them.
I've tried on multiple times to get you onto other channels or interviews and all that. And usually it's crickets. I get nothing back. And it's very frustrating. But I guess they're going to find out the hard way. Right?
It's also because, you know, my information is so true that it scares them. It also, you know, if they're selling a certain product, my products, you know, supersede them by far, right? So I've noticed that a lot of people don't contact me back or want me on their shows, and even deleted some of my information because it's too real. They even got death threats, some people.
Yeah.
And I know because I got screenshots of it. So we had to take the video down because so and so, this producer and blah 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 and blah blah blah. Okay, say no more.
Yeah.
So again, in the near future, those individuals access denied. Access
I love
denied.
that. I love it. Yeah.
And you don't even have to tell me who they are because Daddy will.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I mean, this is another reason why we have to do it this way. You know, people that Daddy wants to see this interview and all the other ones, they'll see it.
Right. We're flying under the radar. Yeah.
Not for long.
Okay.
Not for long.
All right. I had a question about Dr. Sala and his he has a channeler person on there, Elena Dannon, or I don't know how to say her last name.
Yeah.
I personally like Dr. Sala.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he has a good heart and he's trying to do the right thing, but I don't know that she always has the right information.
Well, Dr. Sala gets his information from the military, and they feed him what they want to feed him.
Ah, okay.
Just like her. Uh, she 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 claimed to have these chips or these
Yeah.
what were they
Yeah.
implants.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, those implants were removed. I wonder who did that. Um, 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 but again, they're getting information that they want them to know and say.
Ah,
So
gotcha.
no matter what I say, they're not gonna go. They're not gonna agree with it. Just like James Gilligan. Okay, I tried to talk to him personally myself. Even had a conversation with him, and as soon as I started telling him that I got free hollows and I'll do this and I'll do that, crickets.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then he talks about all these massive beings and massive ships and Mount Shasta and all these ships coming out of there. Well, who you think those fucking ships belong to?
Oh my God.
So you know, but at the end of the day, everybody serves a purpose, right?
Right.
And you know, when if they're still around during all this, that means that they served a purpose that wasn't so bad that it can be corrected.
Gotcha. Okay.
If they start to fade away and die and stuff like that, you know why?
Right.
Because some of the stuff that they said and did wasn't so much of the light, and now you have to pay the consequences.
All right. So what you're saying is a lot of these guys are providing disinformation and yeah. And so
Unknowingly.
yeah, that's I think that might be the way I wanted to say it earlier because I think
Yeah.
they have a
They
true
like yeah, sorry, but like we said in the last one, they mean well, but they're doing things unknowingly.
right.
Now, one of the videos, one of y'all, you know that every time Michael Salas has JP on it, that's literally like the only ones that I share, unless it has something to do with some of the stuff that I've taught you guys.
Yeah.
And then I'll post it so that you guys can see that it's being said over here too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But JP, that what he's doing is real because I can see it. I can remote view it. I'm validating it too. He's also validating what we're doing. And I'm also expecting one of the new ones to come out. Probably, you know, it should have been out already. A new update.
Okay.
And you see, he lets him talk. He doesn't interfere because he knows that he's real too. And they're allowing JP to put out certain information too. And it's only going to get there's only going to be more and more of the truth coming out because Daddy wants an honorable disclosure, like I've been saying. So it's going to happen. I mean, you know, that's why I put full disclosure every time. You know, hashtag full disclosure because I know there's going to be a full disclosure, not that partial shit.
Right.
So when they get the information from higher ups, they're not giving them correct information, including Palladians, including Andromedans. Look at what's his name, Alex Collier. He changed his tune because a couple years ago, this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and what happened? What happened with that and that and that and that? It all changed because it didn't happen. It didn't happen because I'm watching everything. And I have the abilities to change reality, and I do. And I changed the reality into what Daddy wants it, not what any other group wants it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, so I think that could be one of my many pet peeves is that the intel providers, like they're dishonest or they're just trying to get views. And you can also see they start out with 0 and all the next thing they have 50 million and it's not organic, it's not natural, and what they're putting out isn't even correct. And it annoys me when I see people share their stuff because
We
why
know it's bullshit.
Yeah, why are we wasting our time on this? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
now, once in a while, it's interesting to hear someone else's ideas, or it provokes your thinking. But in general, I got way too much to do than to listen to that, crap.
Not right, right. And not only that, is like when you got good people that does tell the truth, all of a sudden they're a child molester, or or they're a drug dealer, or don't listen to this person because they don't know what they're talking about. Look what they did to Navy Mike, NORAD Mike, right? All of a sudden he was giving out all this good information that we knew it was true too. All of a sudden he's a child molester.
Right. Yeah.
That's what they do.
And,
They
and
blame they 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 blame you for doing what they're doing.
yeah. Well, if you don't support Black Lives Matters, for example, you're a racist. All right. You don't support this,
I guess I'm racist then.
and now if you don't support Israel, you're anti-Semitic. You know what I mean? Like, there's a name for everything, and then you're horrible but I don't care what color, religion, or whatever. Are you doing the right thing or not? You know what I mean?
That's the problem.
And some people do the wrong thing, but they've been misled. I can understand that, but evil is evil, bad is bad. So what, like, I don't like sugarcoating it and all these labels and things, and that's part of the programming. I get that, but it annoys me when other people don't get that.
That's and that's coming to a head too.
Yeah.
And it's because the consciousness.
Yeah.
Because people are going to start feeling that the information that they're getting and redistributing is basura, meaning trash.
Right.
And it's not real, because there's no truth vibration to it. That's one thing. That's another thing they can't take from me, because if you're come out like people like the guy in the chat talking about that's 3D or he's not who he is, because you can't feel a motherfucking thing.
Well, that person, I checked out that person's channel. They were like a spiritual channeler and trying to build their channel, but yet
which is illegal, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not, I wouldn't say illegal, but that we don't approve of channeling.
Yeah. And it was like the sentences weren't even written in proper English. So I was like, something's not right here, whatever.
I'm sure.
So I think I'd like to switch topics yet again. 2 nights ago, you put out Gasara Has Started. And all I can say is I was feeling all amped up before that. And then after that, I couldn't even breathe. So can you tell us what's happening there?
Okay, well, that's literally what's happening worldwide. There's different countries that are, first of all, there's a lot of people that are backing the U.S. good guys, right? Including me and Dad. And he's putting the good guys in a position where they now have the funding that they had. Well, they've always had the funding, whether they were loaned it or not. Like, you guys don't even need a loan. All you gotta do is come see me, right? But what I'm saying is, they're all coming together behind the scenes, and they're starting to trade the USN with all these different countries, and Africa being one of them because of the natural resources, which is why Africa's now, they have decided to do their own in-house gold mining. I mean, gold refinery and all that stuff. So now Africa is cutting off certain people too. At the end of the day, Africa don't need nobody. They have their own shit right there and then, like right there in the ground. So they're on board with the Jasara. Russia's on board with Jasara. China's on board with Jasara, and they're all coming together behind the scenes and doing all these business deals. And they're doing it in such a way where everybody's going to be taken care of, and they know they are because they're listening to what me and Dad are doing too. So they're basing things off of the new technology that will be released, the new healings that will be released. I mean, there's no way you're going to get my technology if Daddy isn't satisfied with what you were supposed to do.
Right.
So
right.
that's what the whole Jashar is all about. At the end of the day, no matter how anybody looks at this, it's all based on a whole new reality, a kingdom being reformed, and everybody coming to terms with it all, and everybody sharing amongst each others. That's happening behind the scenes, and it's already started. That's what that's all about. Nasara is more or less for the U.S. Like before I went to jail, there wasn't even no talks about Jasara, and Nasara is basically Jasara.
Right.
But other people termed it different because it's a global.
Right.
But at the end of the day, Daddy wants that type of thing happening where there's no more taxes. People have, people, you don't have to pay for fucking bullshit, free water, free everything, end of all military conflict, end of all the bullshit, putting away your toys that harm, stuff like that. And that's literally what's taking place right now because they know that Israel is losing tremendously, despite them trying to start wars with certain countries. I mean, they're even attacking our own ships, and we know this. Like we know it because there's a thing called forensics.
Are you talking about UFOs or physical ships?
No. The Israel's literally shooting at U.S. military personnel.
Wow.
And like I said, there's a thing called forensics, and there's a thing called cell phone tracing, and there's a thing called communications. There's a place called NSA. There's a place called CIA. And there's a lot of good people in these particular groups, which I don't care for them entirely, but there are good people in these groups, and they're all monitoring, and they're giving it all to the certain people that need to know what's really happening. So when they targeted some of the U.S. stuff, that also cranked things up into high gear.
Especially, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
We're giving them not only money, but we're giving them equipment and weapons. Like
the cabal is, the deep state is.
Yeah.
But we're also watching it too, and this is another reason why, the good guys aren't doing nothing about Yemen taking their boats or other, missiles coming in and all that, because they know that it's all darkness. They know that it's all cabal that's doing it. Right. Claiming to be U.S., claiming to be Israel. They're all fucking satanic, and they literally thought that they ruled the fucking world, literally. Because of what? Because you blackmailed everybody into going to a specific island and molesting cloned kids and shit like that. Come on, man. Real kids and cloned kids. They thought they literally had everybody in their pockets by doing all of this blackmail shit. You cannot blackmail people of the light. It just don't happen.
Well, actually, the clone topic was on the list. Don't know if you. I have been so interested in clones that I've never really gotten straight answers. Like, no one 100% knows, but are all clones, we'll call them, bad?
No, because we have some too.
Okay. Wow. All right. And are they grown like in a giant test tube, or like we see in the movies, like a all right. So
yes.
They But
Yes, some of them are. Some of them have liquid tubes, and some of them are ours are energetically grown. Meaning we can put you in a crystalline chamber that already exists and form you, and you come out with a certain consciousness.
all right, so if that
They're
happened,
they're they're doing shit caveman style where they're injecting these fetos and these eggs, and then they have to wait for them to grow. And we just do it like this in an instant. That's the difference between dark and light. We don't have to wait for shit.
okay. So our yeah, and I'm getting that. Like there's no mechanics involved, so it makes it a lot quicker.
Daddy's natural. That's right.
Yeah. So will a clone, let's say you clone me today, will that clone have my memories up to this point or whatever?
If your consciousness was taken with it, yes.
Okay.
However, you won't have an energy field.
Okay.
You'll literally be like, if you had a black and white photo, you'll be dark because you don't have daddy's energy in you no more.
Okay. I guess that's what I wanted to know. So the lab grown clones don't have a consciousness at all.
No, they some of them just have computer chips that are mounted in their brains, and that's where they put the consciousness into it, like a hard drive.
Okay.
So it's way different. We are natural. We have a specific energy to us that you cannot you can't reproduce.
Okay. So
Like, what the fuck?
it's really hard to understand. So let's say they make 3 clones of whoever, President Trump or whoever. Pick whoever. How did they get 3 consciousnesses into him?
Because of the memory chips.
Oh.
They don't get the consciousness. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So it's like a robot. You put the information into it, or a computer. You take all of the knowledge from the person, you put it into a chip, and you slide it in the back of the clone's head.
Got it. Okay.
Unless it's one of ours that has all natural and it has everything.
Okay. So that really has helped me a lot clarify it. So those clones that are chemically grown, however you want to say it, if they die, it's not the same as a consciousness, a living organism dying.
Right.
Right.
And they've been doing this for years, for thousands of years, what they've been doing is, this is how a lot of them stayed in power too, is because they were taking certain consciousness from dark, humans or whatnot, and they would take them, put them into the new bodies, and they would take on these new personas, and it'd be the same person, but a different body.
Right.
So, all hail Satan, all hail Lucifer, all hail this nigga, that nigga, blah, 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 right? And it's the same fucking person.
Okay.
There's a lot of shit that people really don't understand.
So you say that's been around here on Earth for thousands of years.
That's how they've been in control. That's another reason why they're being destroyed the way they are, because they no longer have those abilities, because we've literally, cut ties everywhere. Even the cloning facilities. That's another reason why some of the recent clones that were taken out just burst into flames, because they're not original organic things. They're clones that have mechanisms to them and electronics and all that shit. So they're like what's the word for it? It's not organic. It's like a bio, like some type of it's like a bio suit, if you would, that has electronics to it. Small electronics, but it's like literally like a robot.
Yeah.
but organic, like skin, bones, shit like that.
We've seen, I have a picture on my phone of an android from, I think it was the 1800s. But basically you can see the mechanical inside and then like the flesh on the outside, and it almost like zips up the back, and it
Yeah, like Terminator.
creepy. It's so creepy.
Data.
Yeah.
You saw it in Star Wars and Star Trek. Data. You're seeing a live one operate right now, Elon. So it's
Yeah.
they're everywhere. Well, I can't say they're not everywhere, but they exist. And what better and easier way to put these type of um, non-humanoids in power?
Yeah. You put these guys in government, you put them in all the public eyes, heads of corporations. You get to control them.
You get to control the people by controlling them,
Right.
because and then they bamboozle everybody into thinking, you vote for this person's going to do that, and then 4 years later you vote for this person, and they all fucking up everything, and they can care less because they're consuming you, they're killing you, and the fastest way for them to make money is just to kill millions of people and turn it into McDonald's and feed everybody and blah blah blah.
Wow. It's so I guess what I would say, maybe try to cut down on meat. You know what I mean? Like yeah, that's a really scary thing.
Well, that's why Dad only has me eating bison,
Yeah.
and I rarely eat that now because I'm here I'm here
Seafood.
on yeah, I'm on the Gulf Coast and I can just eat seafood all day.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Not at all. Not at all, especially with all the shit we see now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, how about space? Okay, so lots of questions about this. I know we don't have lots of time, but above the dome, like there's outer space, right?
Yes, there is.
Is it empty? Is there liquid in space? Is it like what we've taught where you'll freeze or explode or whatever because of the
Nope.
pressure?
Nope. All that's a lie.
Oof.
All of it is a lie, and the only way to get to it is through teleportation and portals.
Okay.
So that's another reason why Elon is trying to crack the. See, they thought they still think that the dome is glass, and it's not no more, right? Because it's an energetic field now. Remember in the last, I told you guys about that wall.
Yeah.
Well, there's a substance. I forgot the name of it, but it looks clear and it's thick, and it's like angel gel or something like that. It's something similar to that that's now energetically around this district. So no matter what you do, you can't crack it. Which is another reason why you see the rockets explode. There's nothing that you can do to get through it.
So what you're saying is that the angels are controlling that dome now, the good guys.
No, Dad is doing it himself, but
All
the
right.
angels and galactics are protecting it,
All right.
and this is why nobody escapes.
Gotcha. Yeah, because we don't want them to escape. So let's just say a human, like we teleport somewhere. Do we have trouble breathing? Like, do we
No,
explode? No?
no,
Do we need a suit, like a space suit?
just some areas, yes, yeah. So this is a couple of years ago there was all right. So there's different types of suits, universe wide, and a couple of years ago I gave everyone a suits with an S. So we all have them already. You'll see all that come into manifestation.
Super. Yeah. Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. And some people were using the suits to do things they weren't supposed to do because they weren't ready for it. But, they were tricked into believing they could do more than that they could. And then they find themselves, in trouble. But the only way off the planet right now is through teleportation, teleportation, and portals. And the portals are mainly of the light, the dark ones that keep opening are being closed as they're open. And once they do open, we send in micro mini vacuums, and they go in and they clean house, and then we close the portal, and it's over. They're done.
Okay.
So there's lots of light forces that are monitoring all this stuff. And when there's something that they can't do, we'll get a notification, ding, take care of this, take care of that, done. And that's it. It's literally that fast. Super quick. It's so quick, people don't even believe how quick it is.
So exciting. So, I mean, I know there's so much that is going to blow my mind.
Yeah, let me go about this. I was about to say it once and for all, but we know people are going to just say a bunch of bullshit. But the Earth is literally like it's a ball. It's a ball. It's an 8-ball, right? It's not a perfect ball, but it's round. And then you have these districts like this all around it. And each district has a protective dome in it. And you can teleport from district to district to district and portal to district to district to district, right? That's when that's allowed. A lot of the good guys that are helping now have access to come in this area to help. Space is space, literally space, just like they show it, but it's you don't have problems breathing or none of that shit. That's all Hollywood fake shit. We do have suits to protect us from certain elements on different planets, but space is just air that is breathable.
Really?
Yeah, it's breathable, and all of the shit that they show you on NASA is all bullshit. All of it is bullshit. When people start realizing they can breathe underwater, then they'll understand what I just said. So that's coming too, because people are going to realize we have these awesome abilities that we have to relearn, which is just that. We're just relearning it. We actually can do it, but nobody's teaching you guys that we can, right? But we're going to relearn it all. Now, when you go into space, there's ships, there's portals, and there's teleportation. There's also consciousness. So there's many ways to travel outer space to different planets. The different planets are real. There's millions and billions of them, and there's universe-wide. So all of these different planets and districts, same thing. You can teleport there, you can take a ship there, or you can portal there. Those are the main ways of travel. Us, we can travel consciously to bodies that are already there, which is why I say it's just an energetic transfer to a certain body, a certain location, when it's needed. I can do it all. I don't know about everybody else. Actually, there's not that many that can do what I can do. Well, there's literally nobody that can do what I can do, but some of the light forces are doing some of the similar things.
Wow.
It's going to get real interesting, and people are not going to, a lot of people won't believe it until they see it, which is sad. However, it's going to happen. The crystalline chamber, everybody wants it. Everybody. And a lot of the dark forces will literally kill people just to have them. But that's not happening, because we already know about it, which is why they'll be under my control.
Right. Okay.
They will do everything that you can think of, and things that you're not even capable of thinking of. It's wild stuff, man. Wild stuff.
Wow. Wow. All right.
All right. All right. Now I was just looking at Gaza again real quick.
Yeah.
On Star Trek, they had the thing called the holodeck,
Mhm.
where they would go into the holodeck area and they would build or you hit a button and the scene would pop up
Right.
and a city and all that stuff. And then you go in and you do all this, whatever you do. Well, we can do that type of shit literally right there in one shot and just build a whole new city right there and then that will be real because dad will form it and allow us to do it. We have the technology to do it.
So what you're saying is it won't take a bunch of guys going bringing wood, cement, nails, glass. It's going to be kind of like, okay, this is what we want. Building, 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 park, boom, and it happens.
It can very well be done that way is what I'm saying.
Wow.
Not saying that daddy will want that to be done that way, but it can very well be happen that way. Now you hear about these places that have crystalline cities and all that stuff, right? Well, that's what I'm getting ready to do here. All the technology that they've been using to build all of these underground tunnels and all of this, shit underground, they're gonna have to release it to us too, so that we can rebuild the earth.
Right.
And if they don't, that's cool because we can release my shit.
All right. All right.
We've been doing this for thousands of years. We got technology that they can't even comprehend. They can't even shoot down my spaceships.
Well, their technology is mechanical. And
That's exactly the point.
yeah. And yours is powered by source.
Yeah, we are daddy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
a big difference. Big difference. We don't need do you see any wires on this?
No.
Okay. This is the strongest wands we got right now. That's why daddy had me call them miracle wands. And they just get stronger and stronger and stronger. So, you guys don't even need any of these, but they're cool to have. Just to say I got one of Smarty's wands.
Yeah, exactly.
Newest ones. So these things are real powerful and they're going to do exactly what they were designed to do. And that also has to deal with people's consciousness as well. People have to raise in consciousness to see and realize what's possible, and that's what we're doing. It's exciting.
It's like that movie Valerian. I don't know if you saw that. They go to this planet and it looks kind of like a deserty looking planet, but then they
I
put
literally just watched that like 4 or 5 days ago.
Oh, you did. It's not a fabulous movie, but the concepts are interesting,
That's exactly what I was just talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but like he puts on these glasses or goggles or something, and then you can see all sorts of beings, a huge city, everyone's trading and doing business. And the average person doesn't even know all that stuff is going on around them,
And that's literally what we're experiencing right now.
Yeah.
Is that everybody can't see it yet.
Yeah. And we're going to do it without the needing the goggles. We're going to do it naturally,
Yeah, the problem is we got the goggles on and they're working in the opposite way.
Yeah. That is a good way to say it. Yeah. Goggles are blinders.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
It's exciting. It's exciting. I'm just thankful to be in the process of getting all this stuff done and cleaned up. Now, think about it. When all of the darkness is gone, there'll be nothing but light stuff. So we have to expose it all in order for us to begin the process of nothing but light. So you're literally witnessing the dark to light take place. And yes, it's going to be biblical, more than the Q team even knew.
I haven't even kept up with what's going on with Q. I know there was some like that website thing, and like I'm not sure what's even going on with that, but
Right.
really you're my source of information. Like you put so much content out there about all sorts of subjects that are of interest to me,
And that's because we have to address it all. And
Right.
that's what we do.
Right.
So when Dad wants us, right, all of the Jedi community, when he wants us to address certain things, he has us, he has me post, and then he has me tell you guys to reinforce
Right.
what he wants to see done.
Right.
So you don't really need another news source. We got Daddy.
Right. That's right.
I mean, it's always good to do your own research, and I recommend that shit because only then will you understand what Smarty's saying. Because if you come from off the side of the road and you listen to what I tell you, it's going to sound foreign. It's going to sound crazy, right? But if you're doing all your research and then you come to Smarty, you're going to be like, holy shit, because that's also happening.
Right. Right.
And there's more of that happening than just people coming off the side of the road, because people are doing their research.
Right.
And more of it is happening. Look how fast we exposed the whole Israeli shit going on. And all of the stuff that I've been talking about as far as the child trafficking, the murders, the food harvesting of the peoples, the reptilian factor, the off-world factor, it's all going to happen. It's all going to be exposed because it's fucking true. Everything. So it don't matter what anybody else thinks. We're going to reinforce what Daddy wants us to what Daddy wants us to reinforce, and I'm going to keep posting everything Daddy wants us to address. It's not always just for intel. It's always for, this is what we need to hit. This is what we need to do. Reinforce exposing this. Reinforce exposing that. Because as it exposed, then we can eliminate. So,
and it has to be really addressed before we can have this happy new planet where we're skipping around. We've got to get rid of the dark forces. I mean, you can't have all that stuff going on. You can't have both,
Right. And that's what's been the problem for a very, very long time, is that we went through all this stuff already. And we moved into a reality, and we only got to a certain point of the future, and we couldn't go past that. And the reason why we couldn't go past that point in the future is because we didn't address the stuff that's happening underground and the reptilian factor. So if the consciousness and the dimensions keep rising without addressing the things that we've come back to address now, we would have reached that point of no access. So that's literally what we're doing. There's lots of moving parts to all this, and that's one of them. We have to come back in various forms to address what we're addressing now, because in the future we couldn't pass a certain point. So in order for us to live past that 1,000-year mark, we had to come back to clean up everything we missed. Now that we're here cleaning up everything we missed, we can go for more than 1,000 years, forever.
That sounds almost like time travel. Oh no.
I did tell you about the portals that we got, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how you think those babies that were, how you think they're coming back? They're coming back in full adulthood to rebuild and finish the job. Somewhere there's some type of time traveling something, what?
Oh my
They
God.
didn't like that. They didn't like that I said that, by the way.
Who didn't?
The dark ones watching these interviews. They said, "Oh shit, they're coming back. Oh man, we fucked up." Yeah, they coming back. Yeah, y'all did fuck up.
Okay. So did we go way back in time, or did we just go like 50 years
Um,
or both?
it was about 200-300 years.
Hmm. Because I was
Because
just thinking, wouldn't it be good if we could just go and stop the dark ones from coming onto Earth in the first place?
well, we did that. Um, we did that, and we're doing that, and that's the purpose of it all. Because if right, I've told everybody that this was a reptilian stronghold, right? So that's literally what it was. It was a reptilian stronghold, and because of that, we couldn't achieve some of the stuff that we've been achieving in the last couple of years. So we got a lot of time portals, time traveling, going in and out the future, blah blah blah, visiting certain people, telling them to do this, telling them to do that, or else, So it's literally what we've been doing.
Okay.
Now, now here's another cool part. In the very near future, I'm going to turn into my Sananda Galactic look, right? When you hear about these people being visited by the boss, he's got long hair, he's got fiery eyes, and he's wearing white. That's because I've been going in and out of portals, changing shit after the fact.
Wow. Okay.
We're not going to look the way we're looking. The Earth is not going to look the way that it looks. That's why you're hearing reports of the Earth having new vibrating colors, because everything changes. We change everything. We've already did. We've already succeeded. We've already did. Dad, God, Allah already won because of what we've been doing. So it did have to do with time traveling and all that stuff, and even working backwards. You saw the movie Tenet, right?
I
Where,
don't I don't remember. It was like, yeah, I did, but I don't remember anything.
yeah, well, he was moving backwards, bullets were dropping and lifting and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Going, everything he was doing was backwards, and they had a building where you go into one side and it turned and changed and blah 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 blah.
I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Yeah, I've been working backwards all this time. That's why I know everything. Stupid.
Okay. Well, I know I had asked you like several years ago if Abe Lincoln was saved, and you blew my mind at that point because I didn't expect that answer.
Not only was he saved, but he was also black.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What? He's not the picture that we've seen on the penny? What?
No, no.
Okay. Is he up on a ship?
He is, but not in that body. He's got a new form.
Wow.
Yeah. See, the people, y'all, a lot of people think that the people here in America came from Africa. No, y'all from here. That's why you got different color black people in different places. They're not all the same. And all of us came through, Abraham and some of the different races that landed here, right? And then you had the reptilian guys come, and they thought, hey, let's start this war and let's enslave people. Let's make these devices and look like them, and we'll do it. We'll make ourselves look white, and then we'll kill off all the Jews, and then we'll do this, and then we'll do that, and blah blah blah. That's what's been happening. This planet is there's no there should have been nothing but dark people on this planet because of what the planet is made of. So it's that's a hard pill for people to swallow. But when we do the massive disclosure and we do the Sananda Galactic thing, and all of my teammates turn back to what we really are, we're a little darker.
Whoa, you're uh, okay. So Abe Lincoln was not white. He was a black guy.
He was black. Yeah. And there was even like I think 10 or 5, maybe 5, 10 presidents before him. Even before George Washington.
Okay. I
So
knew there were presidents before George Washington, but again, you think of the white guys, the middle-aged white guys.
That's what they made us all believe.
Right.
Why is there pyramids in Arizona?
Or anywhere on Earth. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So,
Ooh.
but see what they're also consuming is the melanin. That's why they're eating. That's why they're eating us. Because they're not really white people, and this doesn't have nothing to do with race. It's just they decided to be a color that it wasn't normal, and that's why they call themselves Aryan and all this other shit, and that's why they think they're superior because they're literally a reptilian force that appears to be of a certain color, so that their groups know who they are.
And they're considered superior.
Right.
So, will we be receiving history lessons?
Yeah.
Okay, because I again, I was excited about the time travel piece, but you've added a whole twist, which I
didn't you see Putin show everybody what Jesus really looked like? The artifact that he opens up the doors and Jesus was black.
okay.
Okay. And even in the temples and their buildings over there, they're all black. Because that's who we came from. We came from dark beings, dark people. And it even gets worse, it even gets more than that because they weren't actually black, they were blue and green. And because of the changes of the earth, the melanin got deteriorated.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to learn.
This is big stuff because I wonder it'll be interesting to see how this is accepted. You know what I mean?
It really don't matter. It really don't matter.
Yeah.
Even like if you look at the Palestinians right now, right? They look like you. They're light-skinned, green eyes. My family, my brothers and sisters. I got a sister who's whiter than you with blue eyes, blonde hair. So we all came from a real human bloodline, and then you got these other guys who landed here, right? They landed here and started doing all this
manipulation,
but they did it in a way where they were taking the women and putting their seeds in them. They did that, and they also did like the more superior ones that they thought are using the reptilian belts and gadgets to make themselves appear a certain color. That's why you see most of the leaders are straight white boys, or should I say, straight pale people with blue eyes. And that's another reason why it's in the Bible, to watch out for pale people with blue eyes, right? But the problem is you're supposed to watch out for their actions, not their color, because their actions will show you what tree they're from. What line? What lineage?
Oof.
Ooh, this should get gooder and gooder.
All right, I'm gonna have to whip up some new questions. I thought time travel was going to be a big one, but I think you've just I knew that we had been genetically modified and all of that. I knew there were different colors.
Well, you have to understand that when you say genetically modified, and there's a lot of talks about Anunnakis and different beings genetically modifying the humans or whatnot, right? If we weren't supposed to be, they would have not been able to genetically modify shit, because Dad is the ultimate author of creation.
Right.
So what we look like right now is what we're supposed to look like.
Oh, okay.
So even if they, even if which I don't get that is true anyway, but even if they did modify us, we still would have been what Dad wanted.
All right.
Okay. Now there are some gene slicing and some good guys, interbreeding and all that, and that's going to continue, because I know that I have blue and purple children in the future, right? So how is this allowed if Dad doesn't allow it?
Good point.
So it's going to be interesting, no matter how it despite what people think, it's going to be very, very interesting when all of this stuff happens and comes to pass.
I think it is.
It's going to be interesting and exciting, because we got the front row seat. Even 3 years ago, when Dad was telling me about Destin and how I'm supposed to come here and open up the portals and have all the ships come in, I said, "Damn, everybody there's going to have front row seats to everything, huh?" He's like, "Yeah." He said, but some of them will move before that happens.
Oh,
because their energy won't be their energy won't compete,
or whatever.
yeah, their energy won't be compatible. And you remember when I did the Facebook Lives, I was talking about an energy field, and the dark ones coming in, and it'll be like the mosquitoes.
I have a picture. All right. I didn't know how to use my phone properly. Still don't. But the day you went to the beach and you created all the portals, I watched that live. It was fascinating. And I took screenshots. So I have maybe 10 or 12 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the portals. You can see the fairies. I mean, it was just, it's amazing.
Right? Yeah. And then the next day, there was a water spout here. And it was like, everybody's like, "What the hell is this? Oh my God." It was videotaped. Remember, I posted it.
Yeah, you did. It's great. This is so exciting. So exciting.
What's going to be more exciting is when the ships appear everywhere, because then everybody's going to realize, holy shit. Of course, you're going to have different groups claim that they're this and they're that and blah, blah, blah. And Dad's not even going to have me engage in none of that. I'm just going to be like, yeah, they're mine. And it's not going to be validated until it does, right? But I'll still be talking shit, and they'll still be doing what I say.
You said 4 days ago that the celestial ceremony had already occurred. All right. Mm-hmm. So those that get to attend will go basically like back in time to attend it.
No. We'll realize it.
It's just like a knowing.
Well, yeah. So it already happened, meaning it already happened. Some of us don't remember because people don't have the abilities to see that far yet. Right. So that just, Dad says it happened and we don't remember, and it's like, wait, what? I wanted to enjoy that shit. What do you mean?
After all this work, right? Right.
So it could mean that it's already taken place and we just wasn't invited, like I said, or or it's a big event that we still are walking into.
Okay.
So, we'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out shortly.
All right. It's going to be awesome. I feel like we're at a good wrapping up point. Are you good with everything you wanted to say?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Everything's fantastic.
I mean,
Everything's fantastic.
I did have some more questions, but I'm like almost dumbfounded from earlier. What, we could breathe in space? Like, I remember watching the science fiction movies and they'd light a fire and my father would say, "Oh, you can't have a fire in space. There's no air."
Okay, well, we're about to find out now, huh?
Yeah. Woo.
I mean, think about it. Think about it. We're all connected to that. That is everywhere. So why wouldn't we be able to breathe and live everywhere? It's all been they've been lying to us about everything. So why wouldn't they be lying to us about breathing in space? Not to mention all of those NASA videos are being done in some facility, right? And they got this fake atmosphere where they're floating, saying that it's in space when it isn't. So what the fuck is really going on, right?
I always thought it was just a money grab that they have these giant ass budgets and they want, all the tax dollars or whatever, and then they get to do whatever they want with that money, which is
That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
You've seen the video where Putin was just being shown how the AI was the AI itself was telling, on the screen that it was fake, all of it.
Yeah. And it's not only that, of course, we've had the secret space programs that no one has known about until, what would you say, 6-7 years ago? That stuff started coming out.
Yeah, it started coming out, but we knew that it was on, we knew, well, some of us knew that it was happening for a long time, only because we were researching it. We was in tune with it. We've seen what was unexplained things happened around the World Trade Center. There was a ship that popped up before the way the World Trade Center got exploded. We've seen that the plane looked like a hologram and people talking about this and that, blah, blah, blah. We've seen the movies Fire in the Sky where, they talk about Travis Walton, or I think that was his name, talks about all of these different things. So a lot of us knew that there was something not right. So now we're getting ready to find out how not right shit is.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
It's exciting. It's exciting. But anyway, everybody keep up the good work. Let's keep exposing it. Let's keep putting that energy into what we want to see happen. Remember, we're on Daddy's perfect timeline. So just keep healing, keep doing what you do. Don't worry about nothing because everything's happening. I mean, we got this far. So just hang tight and do what Daddy wants you to do. Complaining ain't one of them. That's funny.
Thank you so much for your information, your time, all the effort you've put into everything, and of course, explaining this all to us. So thank you.
No, I know everybody's enjoying the best part where it's all being validated.
Yeah. Well, that's what the title of this is. We're seeing, even since 4 days ago when we last talked, we're seeing all this stuff coming to light again. And
Daddy's very, very real. People call him God. People call him whatever they want to call him. Yeah. But Daddy is very, very real. And I work with him. Me and the crew work with him. And whatever he says is going to happen and allows me to share, he's allowing me to share it because it's going to happen. He's telling me to have you guys doing certain things because of the purpose that it creates when you do it.
Right.
So, again, just continue to do what Daddy wants us to do. And just know that we are here. We are finally here. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate all your time.
All right, love all you guys.
Love you too, Smarty. Bye-bye.